Drag Queen Story Hour for 2-year-olds at an Oklahoma school. Dozens of universities host segregated graduation ceremonies, apparently forgetting about decades of civil rights progress. Antifa is here message left as campus liberals try to silence a conservative speech. And a liberal medical student brags about missing a patient's vein with a needle after the patient made a joke about her pronouns pin. I'm Peter Cordy, and this is Campus Countdown. In our number 3 story of the week, campus liberals tried to silence an Ann Coulter speech at Indiana University by reserving free tickets without the intent to show up, and by tearing down or defacing flyers promoting the event. Campus Reform received video of the dean's administrative assistant taking down dozens of flyers right in front of the students who put them up. She claimed that the students could only have 1 flyer per bulletin board, but when asked if that rule is posted anywhere, she said that the school doesn't even feel like they have to post the rule. Students also decided to rip down the flyers, cover them up with communist imagery, or deface them. In one case, a poster was replaced by a message reading, "Antifa was here." The leftist students took to Reddit and Facebook to brag about their plans to rip down the flyers and fill the audience with empty seats, with one person writing, quote, "I suggest we all just silently register for the show without any intent to show up, and just ignore her." Another implored others to, quote, "reserve a bunch of tickets so that conservative individuals cannot attend her nonsense." In the end, the Ann Coulter event reached over 169,000 registrations from students from dozens of schools around the country. But what the liberal students didn't realize is that this is a common method used to try and silence conservative speeches, and the amount of students who register online is used as an estimate for how many people will be in attendance. But actual seats at the event are given out on a first-come, first-served basis. As a result, the event was still a smashing success, with 285 students in attendance for the speech titled, "Conservatism, Let's Review the Evidence." History is usually not on the side of those trying to silence others for having peaceful talks on campus. And maybe if those campus leftists actually attended the event, they could have asked engaging questions and facilitated a meaningful conversation. But as Campus Reform has reported on time and time again, the campus left is just not interested in meaningful conversation, and by and large seeks to silence opposition, in many cases using violence as a means to achieve this goal. And while the woke left tries to shut down speech in the name of inclusivity, now schools are bringing back segregation because that's progressive in 2022. Joining Campus Countdown to give us a breakdown on what's happening is Duke University correspondent Thomas Ross.
In our second story of the week, more than 36 colleges and universities are hosting 2022 graduation events based on race, gender, or sexual orientation. A large variety of institutions ranging from Ivy League private schools, including Columbia University, to flagship state universities, such as Ohio State, are hosting these divisive events. Some groups that qualify for special graduation ceremonies include Black, Latino, Asian, American Indian, and LGBT people. Many universities, my own included, are hosting multiple graduation events. For example, California Polytechnic State University is hosting a range of commencement ceremonies. The editors of the Harvard Crimson defended all minority-specific graduation events, writing that identity-focused academic celebrations play a vital role in reinforcing our continuous striving towards making Harvard a place where people from all backgrounds feel welcomed, valued, and safe. I cannot fathom how segregated events play a vital role in making people from all backgrounds feel welcomed. In fact, it does the opposite of making people feel separated and excluded on the basis of some personal characteristic they can't control. Back to you.
Thanks, Thomas. In our number 1 story of the week, Oklahoma State University hosted a Drag Queen Story Hour geared towards children as young as 2 years old. The school had 2 drag queens read books to children as part of the school's Pride 2022 campaign, and one of the books they read is called Red, a Crayon Story, which is about a blue crayon being mistakenly labeled as red. The story is used as an allegory for transgenderism, as the event seeks to normalize the basis for transgender ideology. To 2-year-olds. The website specifically stated that the event was geared towards children between the ages of 2 and 8. But all of this leads me to ask, what kind of parents bring their small children to an event where grown men wear sexualized dresses and makeup? And what part of sexualizing adult males to young children is appropriate? And why in the world would a university be hosting an event like this? Campus Reform reports on drag shows being hosted on campus, including cases where universities pay thousands to get drag queens to perform at rowdy events. But promoting this to children, 2-year-olds, takes it to another level. Other events held as part of OSU's Pride 2022 campaign include Condom Bingo, a Pride Parade, a drag show, an event titled Let's Talk About Gendered Restrooms Because We All Deserve to Pee in Peace, and a lavender graduation, another graduation which separates people based on their identities. In this case, the graduation is for people who identify as LGBTQ+. Drag Queen Story Hour events are increasing in popularity at libraries, museums, and schools throughout America, teaching small children that they might not be the gender their parents told them they are. Children don't need to be confused about their gender, but that seems like that's the left's goal here. And while colleges continue to indoctrinate students with queer theory, campus liberals often wear pronoun pins because assuming one's gender is disrespectful nowadays. And this week's woke tweet of the week comes from a Wake Forest medical student who bragged about missing a patient's vein with a needle when drawing blood and having to stick him twice, all because he made a joke about her pronoun pin. The viral Twitter account Libs of TikTok shared this tweet on her page, tagging Wake Forest Medical School to alert them that a, quote, 4th-year medical student says she abused a patient because he laughed at her pronoun pin. The school has since investigated the incident and told Campus Reform that their review, quote, revealed that the description of the patient encounter on social media does not reflect what actually occurred, and that the incident was an accident. Well, that's all we have for you today. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our social media platforms and campusreform.org for all the latest liberal lunacy being pushed on campus.